Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Keiaradise. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, join the tribe, and follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Don't you forget about TikTok. So I've come to the conclusion that traveling in the United States sucks. Yep, it does. Even though I've already known that for a long time, and I'm just going to tell you why. And so if you are very Team May means pro-American. If you're very Team May, I think this is time for you to click on another video. Because rant starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So, first of all, traveling in the United States sucks because it is so expensive. It literally, okay, so let me just say like a little bit of background on why I'm feeling this way, because I'm in a complete dilemma. Basically, I met these girls through a travel group, and like we're trying to plan a trip from San Francisco, where I am now, even though I'm in Sacramento, but like I live between Sacramento and San Francisco. So anyway, San Francisco, Bay Area, going to Los Angeles. So we're gonna take the train, do it all something like it hot, you know, stop in 2 cities on the way, Carmel and then Big Sur. I don't even know what Big Sur is. Anyway, so I'm over here thinking that, oh, it's just Los Angeles. It's like a cute little weekend trip. It shouldn't cost much. Like, we're taking the train. We got the train tickets for like half off because it was like Amtrak's 50-year, 75-year anniversary, whatever it was, and we got them all reduced price. So I'm like, yeah, all right, let's do this trip. No. Okay, so traveling in the United States means money. You can't do cheap, cute weekend trip travel. Let's just go here real quick and just spend a like cute couple $100. No, that's not going to happen. Let me tell you why. First of all, accommodations. If you go to any major city in the United States, from San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, Atlanta, Vegas, Miami, fill in the blanks, it's going to cost you at least minimum $100 something a night. Me? $100 something a night to sleep at a bed? No, ma'am. Because when I travel, which I've done a lot of traveling, I always stay in hostels. Always stay in hostels, because I'm like, come on now. I am not going to spend, I'm on a budget, limited budget, okay? I am still in the failure to launch stage of my life. So if I'm going to travel, I'm not spending money on a hotel. No, ma'am. Basically, I've always stayed in hostels, and I use Hostel World. And I mean, like, everywhere outside of this country, United States, has good, decent, affordable hostels to stay in for travelers who are on a budget. Okay, so I've stayed in hostels in South Africa, in Japan, Panama, Korea. Okay, there's more. I can't remember all. Cuba. And they're all affordable. Like, I could stay like in my own private room, because I mean, back in the day, because I have stepped my game up like at least one single notch. You know, I've at least got a notch up from having to stay in the dorm rooms to staying in a private room at the hostel, right? So also Mexico City, I've also stayed there, and they're all really nice hotels. No, not hotels. I mean hostels, and a good room, clean, safe, yada yada yada. In United States, if you want to have something that's like that cheap, you're staying in a crack house. Why? There's no options. And I'm like, okay, so I stayed in a hostel in Miami, right? I feel like it was, okay, I'd have to check the price. I can't quite remember, but like, it was not that cheap, right? And it was like 4 bunk beds in a room, and it was just like, oh my gosh, what? Because I've stayed in immaculate hostels in the world, but like in the United States, capitalism rears its ugly head, and everything is so expensive. And I'm like, and you don't even get the quality that you're looking for, you know? Like, I don't need to, like, Motel 6, like that type of stuff is probably even $100 a night or $70-$80 a night, and it's like, for why? Y'all really? And then you know what, the reason why they do it is because Americans are always just so like, we don't protest anything, you know. We don't see that we're getting ripped off left and right in this country for the littlest things, like accommodations, roof over the head, sleeping in the bed, you know what I mean? Like, 'cause all I need is a place to sleep, pretty much. Like, that's it. And another thing is like for instance, tipping. We just think it's so normal to tip everything, like at the restaurants, you gotta give an extra da 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 da. But it's actually, no other country does that, and we're low-key being ripped off. And then they're saying, well, waitresses, they live off their tips. I'm like, we get that, but why would they have to live off their tips when they can just live? They should just be able to live off their wage. You should just tip if you want to, or if you really like the service, you know, but not out of obligation. And we just think it's so normal. Ugh, that's a whole nother discussion in itself. Let's go back to why traveling in the States is trash. So yeah, all the major accommodations is like expensive, okay? And like I was saying, so basically I wanted to go to not New York. I haven't been to New York. And I don't think I'm gonna be going anytime soon. I'm like, what's the point of me going to New York? It's a hop, skip, and a jump in the same country. And y'all, like, I read in this travel group, the same travel group that I met the girls through, they were like, oh, it's more expensive to travel domestically in the United States than it is to go international. Like, why am I gonna spend? Okay, let's run the numbers real quick. Let's run the numbers. So, train from San Francisco to Carmel, which is just like some bougie golf town with a beach, not even like a tropical beach where you can go swimming. It's like gonna be restaurants where you can eat oysters, and I love oysters, okay? I love me some oysters, but like, why am I gonna spend $200 for a night to eat oysters? This ain't you if that's Dubai prices, ma'am. You can go to Dubai for that much. Paris, London, Sydney, right? If I'm gonna be spending that much, I might as well go somewhere that's not down the street. Okay, so Carmel. Then you go to Big Sur. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what that is. Is that a tree? Is that a mountain? Is that a coast? Every time I see Big Sur, it's like people are on this coast, and they're still wearing their sweaters and their hoodies because it's cold, and it's gonna mess up my hair. And then I gotta pay $200 a night to be here, even though we're gonna be there for one night. Like, if it was like a cute little, you know, $40, okay, girl, we'll go to Big Sur, because that's how I do. $40 a night, yeah, $200. Even if we're splitting it 3 ways, I'm like, oh, that's still out of my budget. I said $40, okay, that's no. So when the double chin comes out, that's when you know I'm mad. That's when you know I'm okay. Okay, so then you go to what's it called? After Big Sur, you go to like Santa Monica, and I don't know what's in Santa Monica. Another beach that's just okay. It's not like it's Mykonos, you know. It's not Ibiza, not Cancun, ma'am. Okay, you're not gonna be getting no all exclusive playing and stuff. Like, you're not getting any of that. Okay, $200 in, let me think of a really good beach place. Okay, let me think. In Croatia, $200 in Croatia. Run the numbers. Santa Monica or Split. Like, in Split, $200 is taking you somewhere, sis. You gonna be in the lap of luxury. Okay, $200 in Santa Monica, you're gonna be in the Roach Motel where they had like an old Hollywood murder take place, mystery thing. I'm tired, okay? And then Los Angeles. So you're telling me I gotta spend $200 a night, and then all I'm gonna have to eat is Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles? I take it. Keep it. I don't care about Rodeo Drive. You know how many, like, I don't even shop, okay? And I don't even buy designer stuff. Like, I've never bought, I don't really care how much money I ever make. I'm not buying designer stuff. I don't care, because it's all, at the end of the day, made in China. People are like, oh no, it's not. Like, actually, Chanel's made. No, it's not, because it's sourced. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but like, I've gotten pretty good designer stuff in China, like, and I was just kind of like, hey, it looks exactly the same, and then once it like gives out, just buy another one from the fake market. Okay, remember y'all. I'm sorry, that's y'all have taken me there, United States. Like, another thing is, you can't get around. You cannot get around without a car. And the reason why me and these two girls are taking this trip is because we don't like to drive. We don't drive. So we have to like Uber everywhere. And when you Uber everywhere, which I already do, actually, I started to take Lyft because like you get Delta miles if you take Lyft and you link your Delta Sky Miles account to your Lyft. Okay, that's a little mile hack, right? So for me, it's fine because I'm accumulating my miles. If only I was using Lyft the whole time that I've been out here in America for the last 2 years and not Uber, because Uber's rewards suck. They like give you like free Uber Eats, and I'm like, not free Uber Eats, but like free delivery fees from Uber Eats. It's like, ma'am, why? Anyway, get your Delta miles, use Lyft. Anyway, so that's the thing. Like, you can't, like, okay, for instance, in Shanghai and in Tokyo and stuff like that, like, getting around is so easy. There's a metro station everywhere, every corner, and it's clean and it's safe. It's not sketchy. Like, take the San Francisco BART. Take the BART. No. No. I have seen some things on the BART train, and don't even get me started on like New York City subway. Haven't even been there. Have no incentive to go. Why am I going to go over there? Why am I going on a New York subway? Ugh. So it could be like, Hey Arnold. Y'all seen Hey Arnold? Not for me. Okay, I'm sorry. I just imagine, and it's like that. In China, traveling domestically is so cheap. I promise you, that's where you can do like the cute little weekend trips. You know, like they have different like grades of the trains. Like they have like the A train, D train, and then they have the high-speed rail train. So like the high-speed rail, I remember to get from Shanghai to Nanjing. Nanjing is like maybe an hour and a half by high-speed rail. That was like 100 RMB, which is probably roughly $15. That's cheap. And then to find a place to stay, you can find all kinds, you know, you can either go to a high-end hotel like the W or Sofitel in Nanjing if you want to. You know, if you got it like that, I'm here for it. As you know, why not? Or you can stay at a hostel that's affordable. It has other travelers out there. And in the States, hostels aren't a thing. I'm tired. I don't know if I'm going to go on this trip because I'm like, y'all, and I'm having a call with them today. I'm like, y'all, let's X this whole Some Like It Hot. Y'all seen that episode of Sex and the City where they were like trying to do Some Like It Hot on the train? So if you don't know, Some Like It Hot is a Marilyn Monroe movie, and it's really funny, and they're on the train, and yeah, whatever. So it's like, ooh, yeah, let's do it like Some Like It Hot. And so Carrie and Samantha were like going to take a train from, of all places, from New York to San Francisco. Who knows how long that was. Ooh, and they were like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like Some Like It Hot, and you know, we're gonna have our little suitcases and be like on the what is that? What express is that? Orient Express, whatever. No, it was ghetto. It was ghetto. So we're gonna be on the train and it's gonna be ghetto. I'm like, girl, we might as well just like cut our losses, take the same money, and go to Tulum. Everybody and their mama going to Tulum during the pandemica. Like, okay, let's go to Guatemala. Let's go to Peru. I think it'd be cheaper for us to go to Peru because it's like, okay, so why am I going to spend like, okay, because we want to go like 4 or 5 nights. 4 or 5 times 200. Like, it's going to, like, I really think the average price is like $150 to $200. Let's just say $200. So 4 or 5 nights, that'll be $1,000 on the roof over our head. No, ma'am. You know how much I can do with $1,000? I can do some damage with $1,000. We can go to Thailand. Give me that same 1,000. Okay, so a flight to Thailand from San Francisco. I'm not too sure how much it costs, but we're gonna like extract the pandemic from it, you know, like let's just pretend we're not living in a pandemic right now. So I don't know pandemic prices, but I'm gonna say without the pandemic, I know that I've checked before, but also we're gonna go by China, right? So when I used to fly to China, it was like roughly $800, right? Round trip to go to China. And you know, if you do some travel hacks and if you or flight hacks, or you book it at a certain time or a certain day, use a VPN, etc. I'll make a video on how to do some flight hacks, use Skyscanner, etc. You might find it for cheaper, you know. So let's just say that you have $1,000, you spent $800 on the flight, but your accommodations are only like, you know, like a couple, like the whole trip for like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days, you spend $100 some. Because I know a friend, right? And this was a couple years ago. She and her group of friends went to Thailand, and they had a whole bungalow on the beach. I was like, well, how much did you pay for that? She was like, oh, we paid $800 for 2 weeks in a bungalow between 4 of us, $200 per person, a whole week in a whole bungalow on the beach in Thailand. I think it was in Phuket. Y'all know I live in the jungle. You hear all those birds and the woodland creatures. Anyway, yeah. Whereas you over here gonna spend $1,000 just on your accommodation. You're not even eating yet. We're not even eating yet. And you over here on Skid Row, ma'am. Skid Row or Thailand? Take your pick. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not trying to be over here on Venice Beach with the hippies and the skaters and well, for what? That ain't hot. I'm not trying to do that. Okay? Why would we want to go to when we can go to Central Pay? Central Pay. Why are we gonna be on Venice Beach? The Jersey Shore? The Jersey Shore? Or Okinawa? Like, take your pick. I hear. Oh, okay, so now we're talking about food. You gotta eat, right? I mean, they got like street food and stuff like that in LA. I'm sure they got cheap eats, but then like, why am I gonna go and eat the same McDonald's like you got here? Chick-fil-A. I don't care. You know, we're not gonna even be able to afford to go to a nice restaurant because we got no money. We're trying to like budget gouge. I'm tired. Okay, anyway, y'all know I get beside myself sometimes. I just go on these rants and I lose my train of thought. All in all, I'm saying I spent more in Miami in 3 days staying in a hostel than I would have if I had just taken my derriere to the Bahamas. Like, I could have gone to Jamaica, Zanzibar. I think I could have gone to Zanzibar for cheaper than I did for Miami. And it was so funny. So in the group, like, someone got mad. Okay, someone posted like, I'm not gonna argue with somebody who has to save up to go to Atlanta. And everyone got butthurt in the comments. I don't really understand why they got so butthurt. I just kind of took it as like, why travel? Oh no, everyone in the comments was basically either A, butthurt, or B, saying like it's more expensive to travel domestically in the United States than it is to travel internationally. And I'm like, exactly. So this whole trip to LA, I don't think I'm about to do that because I'm not gonna spend no money on a week at LA to sit in the traffic, to go to Compton, to go to the... I can't. So the message of this whole video is that look, stop trying to save up to go to Houston or Denver. Go international. Get a passport. All right. Traveling in the United States sucks. Just throw it off. Just throw it away. Throw it away. Okay. Comment below what y'all think. Traveling in the U.S. Oh gosh. Oh, do you like it? Do you want to be? I don't. Y'all know how I feel. Okay. So I hope you like this video and see you in the next one. Okay. Love you. Bye.